I'm always kind of surprised when I hear people kind of make fantastic claims about the AI, because it's the biggest players just are not going to experiment. They're going to wait till it's prove it to me, Dan, before we use it anywhere.
Right. Well, we stood up a center of excellence inside of Descartes for AI about 2 years ago. So the R&D and innovation, we've been doing it for about 2 years, but what you're saying makes total sense is that moving to productionalized, accountable, 24/7 system, it's a long road. And so we're starting to meter out, like I said, some of the agents within MacroPoint and others, but we move slow and cautious because there is a lot at risk.
Yeah, it's a very difficult market right now, and I think there's a lot of companies that are already, perhaps they're not all using Descartes, maybe the smaller companies, they're taking risks, and I think that's part of the freight fraud. They're working with someone who they had a little sketchy, guy doesn't like to talk on the phone, but he texted me and they're $30 cheaper, so we used them. This is not the time to take that chance. So I have lots of notes here that we wanted to talk about, but is there anything that you wanted to touch on that you guys are up to that is top of mind for you?
Sure. Well, I mean, I think the agentic AI is top of mind. It's, we're as excited as anybody, and we've started to roll out agents. Like I said, within MacroPoint, Debbie is one of the agents, and she helps drivers and carriers get onboarded into our network. And
really?
Yep. And she went live, maybe a few months ago. And now we're seeing not only proactive outreach that she does where we can tell that there's an issue with the driver installing, as an example. They can call us back and talk to Debbie 24/7. So there's thousands of phone calls that happen nights and weekends that would never have happened before. And so the level of service that we're delivering to the drivers has dramatically jumped. And again, as we think about our network, it's really about making sure we facilitate the drivers and carriers that want to get into the MacroPoint network as quickly as possible.
So let me ask this about young Debbie. Is she getting better every day with her interactions?
Yeah, so it's a phenomenal process where, prompting. So really adjusting the prompts, and we use AI to evaluate all of her interactions, what's gone well, what wasn't successful, what didn't work. And then we continue to re-prompt and retweak Debbie. And so, yes, her interactions with drivers have dramatically improved just over the last 2 months.
So what is the adoption when they're?
Yeah, I was going to say we had a team of people that were doing this work, and we migrated them into other customer facing roles, and the performance since going from the team to Debbie, 20 percentage points improvement.
Wow. So with this being I was going to ask you, is the adoption, I mean, are people accepting this and saying, yeah, this is something that I'm comfortable with? So apparently so.
Apparently so. I mean, it's like I said, 20 percentage points higher in performance with Debbie involved. That's a phenomenal step.
So you're doing that internally for your team. Are you bringing similar things? You're basically testing it out on you, but are you thinking you're going to bring this to some of your other tools that are for brokers and carriers?
No doubt. And we have a whole roadmap of these agents that we're rolling out over the next 3 months that are really helping to automate a lot of the work that typically our customers have been doing. So they've had to manually work around some validation, some business rules that they want to turn on. And we're starting to enable and give our customers the option to choose an agent. And they then will have the option to Do they want to do it manual? Do they want to do an agent? If they want to do an agent, do they want to use a purpose built agent inside a MacroPoint? Or do they want to use a third party AI company? So they'll have lots of opportunities to pick and choose by agent.
You know what? This is very exciting. One of the things I've always thought about when it comes to technology, and I know technology implementations have gotten much better. But in the olden days, not so long ago, when you got a new TMS, it was all hands on deck. We're going to fight like hell for the next 4 months, and then we're going to implement it. Then we're going to go back to our day job.